hit? Is it going? Oh.
Go ahead.
What a way to start. Hey, welcome to the Forward Podcast. This is our 50th episode, and I still don't know how to turn this on.
After 50 episodes, we still have not gotten our introduction down. Give us 50 more. We're going to have this. We're going to have it down. It's going to be so awesome.
Oh, man, I ruined it. I ruined the start.
Our 100th episode is going to be like confetti dropping. Perfect. Boom.
I know. Yeah, sorry.
Welcome to the Forward Podcast. Hey, we're jumping in. My name's Thomas Shepard, and this is my wife, Carrie.
Hey.
And this is our 50th episode, which is pretty monumental to us. Yeah, high five, girl.
I'm so excited.
It's very awesome. We love it. So here's what we're going to do. The time has already started.
Yep.
Carrie, I put that over there. You see that?
Yeah, I got it.
So we're going to do, we put out a tag on several social media sites for questions, and we got a ton of questions back.
We did.
So
yeah.
We're going to do 50 questions in 25 minutes.
Let's hit it.
So we're going to hit it fast.
Yes, fast and furious.
Yep. So, Carrie, is that me or you? Go ahead. Why don't you ask the first question there?
Okay. Questions came in for you. How do I discern between opposition from Satan or God closing a door? That's a good one.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Say that one more time. I was fixing my mic.
How do you discern between opposition from Satan or God closing a door? Like something feels like, is this Satan pushing against me, or is this God like shutting this down?
Wow, it's really...
That is deep.
Okay, yeah, I just heard all that one.
I know. We got to hurry.
Pass.
Oh, man, we didn't set up a path.
We probably should have.
That's a good question.
Oh, that's an awesome
it's
question.
Great.
So what I would say is the closer you draw to the Lord, the more you're going to hear and know his voice. Our kids know your whistle. They know your voice. They know when you call out, even if you say, come on, kids. Nobody else looks, but our kids do.
Yeah.
So the more that you draw closer to the Lord, the more you're going to know his voice. You're going to know his will. And you don't have to question, because you're not close to Satan and you're not going to be in the flesh.
That is good.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Stay close to the Lord. He'll light your path.
Wow. I actually love that. That's so good.
Okay. Well, let me ask
Bam.
Oh, we're done.
Done and done.
I think that was a great one. So let's just move on.
So good.
So I'm asking you, okay. Let's see here. What are practical ways to love your church family more when you are struggling?
Okay. Well, that one's a little vague. Like when you're
so
struggling to love them.
What are practical ways to love your church family more?
Okay.
And I probably should be a comment when you're struggling.
Yeah. I would say vulnerability. That's just the name of the game. If you're struggling, women have a really hard time with being vulnerable and open. Some do. I mean, not all, but if you're struggling, get to know somebody on a deeper level. Take them out for coffee. My friend the other day took a lady out from the church, and they sat for 3 hours at Panera, and they both benefited so much from just a really deep and open conversation. So if you're struggling, get to know your church family. Spend that time and put in the work to be open and honest and be yourself.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. All right.
Okay,
fire
you.
away.
Is there a time when you struggled with what the Bible teaches? How did you reconcile that? You're getting the deepest.
Okay. Wait, read it one more time. Say it one more
You're
time.
getting the hardest questions.
I gotta stop.
Is there a time you struggled with what the Bible teaches?
Okay.
How did you reconcile that?
I'm sure there have been, especially early on in our early years, even in ministry or being saved. How you reconcile that is God always proves himself. He's never been wrong. His timing's always right. He always shows himself. So again, I really believe how I reconcile it is I am flawed. I'm a sinner. I make a lot of mistakes. And yet God's never led me astray. He's never failed me.
Yeah.
And so I think the things that you really struggle with, or that I would struggle with, is usually when my flesh is pulling one way. And if I'm going to give into the flesh, then yeah, I'm going to struggle there in a big way. But our God's so merciful, so gracious, and he is so perfect. I mean, he's omniscient. He is omnipotent. He's everything. And so the times that I've struggled, I would say I rely on him, and he's never led me astray. So I can remember that always.
That's good. That's good.
Yep. Let me ask you.
Okay.
And then I've got to grab a pen here real quick.
Okay.
So how can I help girls struggling with teen dating, family issues, eating disorders, etc.?
Oh my.
Because you have to condense this, but how can I help girls struggling with teen dating, family
Yeah.
issues, eating disorder? So how do you help a younger generation?
A big thing to follow that I learned early on when we were youth directors in West Virginia was you have to really partner with the parents. You really have to make sure that the advice you're giving and the things that you're directing a teenager to do or believe, the parents are okay with, and you're a team with them. There have been times when, a teen was saying behind their parents' back, my parents are telling me this, but it's wrong. And they represented to me what the parents said. And then the parents were like, no, we know her. She is lying, blah, blah, blah. And in the end, I was the one that had been fooled. And I should have listened to the parents and partnered with them and, made sure. I mean, they know their kids. Parents know their kids. And obviously not every parent you deal with is going to be godly and it's going to be the right thing. But even parents that aren't, that's their child.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone coming in my child's life and going against the things that I say.
Right.
So help them by partnering with their parents and being a team and saying, what is your vision for your child? You know them best. How can I help you and how can I help them?
It's good.
Yeah.
I love that. Love that. Good.
Okay, one for you. What's the most difficult sermon you've had to preach and why? I swear you are getting the hardest.
Yeah. So, probably that wives should submit to their husbands.
I don't think that was hard for you. I think you enjoyed that very much.
I'm like, all right, I know I preached this last week, but I'm going to go ahead and preach it again.
Yeah.
Carrie, look up here.
I was in the nursery that day.
No, I would say for me, it's always preaching on hell. It just is. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. I'm not a pastor. It's like, oh yeah, I got to preach on hell today.
Yeah.
It's the awful realities of eternity.
Yeah,
And
that is.
I always get very emotional. I always feel like there is such a struggle spiritually in the auditorium during those times. We've
Yeah.
had,
It's
remember this?
tense.
We have
It's
had
tense.
people faint. We've had the lights, the power legit go out.
Yeah. Oh,
We've
yeah.
had massive, I mean, just the list goes on and
There's
on.
always
of like,
something
just
weird.
this always battle when
Yeah.
I bring notes to the platform. I'm going to preach on hell today.
Mhm.
That's mine.
Yeah. Wow, that's tough.
Yep. So I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you switch from mob mode to mammy mode?
We are reading these
Okay.
questions as they came in, typed to us.
So how do you switch from mom mode to mammy, MAMI mode for the husband, especially after having little kids?
Okay, so I'm going to assume that the quote unquote mammy mode is like wife mode.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. So how do you go from being a mom to being like an intimate partner with your husband
Okay.
after you have little kids?
Right.
I don't know, but call me when you find out.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I would say right off the top of my head, I don't even think I've ever told you this, but I have a name for my little end of the day showers. It's like in my head I call them wash the day away showers.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
I know.
Go ahead.
I get in the shower and I just like mentally envision the entire day just washing down the drain and just clearing my head, and I just have those 5 minutes of like relaxation. And I mean, sometimes I've even called them dark showers where I only have like a tiny little light on, and it just that like feeling of just cleanliness and safety and a few minutes alone, and I just kind of like let my mind clear. And then I try to come out of that, feeling confident and feeling relaxed
Yeah,
to be
that's
able to
good.
switch over to wife mode,
Right,
and to have some
right.
time with you.
That's
So
good.
that's what it sounds simplistic, but yeah, I take like a little wash the day away shower. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
That's
But
what
it's
I do.
good. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, whatever you can do
That works.
mentally, for
I mean,
sure.
that works
Little
for
things.
me. So
It's
yeah,
awesome.
it's not
Okay.
easy,
No,
but it's okay.
I'm sure not.
It gets better. It gets
It
much better.
does.
It gets
It-
easier and it gets better
That's
each
true.
year, I
It's
think.
good. Okay, we're rambling. Go. Ask me one.
What is the most important focus when ministering to young people?
Um, so I would say being genuine, being real.
Oh, I love that.
I think you could say probably love or beyond there,
Yeah.
try to be cool or whatever.
hmm
They know we're not cool. I mean, we're old people. So to
Don't
me,
try to
if,
be cool.
if you're trying to reach a younger generation, they can see right through that they're growing up in social media. So they know
Mhm.
filters,
hmm
they know fake, they know AI. and they can see it in personalities as well.
Yeah.
So to me, I am who I am. Like, here it is. That's why we have the Forward podcast. We're real. We're genuine. It's authentic. It's raw. And so with the younger generation, be the same. And I would say second under that would be encouraging. Too oftentimes where I think we're just too discouraging to a younger generation, and they need to know God's going to use them and love them and just inspire them for sure.
That's good.
Carrie, number one, parenting tips for when they are babies or toddlers.
Number one,
parenting tips for when they're baby or toddlers.
Sorry, I got something.
You okay here? You want me to take another one? You okay?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I would say patience with children and patience with yourself. You're going to make mistakes. They're kids. I think a lot of times adults expect kids to think like an adult. I'm dying over here. Oh, I'm choking. But have patience. I look back and wish I would have had more times where I just said, it's okay, calm down, we'll work through it. And I have done that now, and it's much better. But when they were smaller, I would get frustrated easily, and it just doesn't do anybody any good.
Yeah.
So I would say patience.
Yeah.
All right, next for you.
Okay.
How much money have you made on the Forward podcast?
Oh, that's a good one.
Do you mean how much money have we lost on the Forward podcast?
How much have we spent? Yes, we have made $0 on the Forward podcast. But I will say this, making a difference for the kingdom, we are rich. Mm-hmm. Number two, the amount of even meetings that we have booked through this, marriage conferences, has been plentiful.
Yeah, that's true.
So although we are not making money off of each individual episode, or we don't have sponsors, it's something we probably ought to talk about. We did at the beginning of the year. We were kind of not rebranding, but thinking through marketing strategies. We've had quite a few other podcasters tell us you need to start picking up some, but we're just not there yet. We're just still trying to make an impact. But God's been very good in sending us people who listen, and then we're invited to, kind of put on these live conferences, and including just this week, we were able to go be at a marriage conference, and the first 10 minutes or so, they put up a graphic, they had a QR code, and they wanted us just to talk about the podcast.
Yeah,
and so that was a lot of fun.
That was really cool.
Yep.
I
Okay,
love it.
Carrie, what are some devotionals you love?
Okay, I actually brought some. So if you're watching this, you can see the books, but I love this one. It's called Pilgrim by Ruth Chow Simmons. This is a fantastic book. She doesn't put a lot of places in here to write, but I just will write like in the margins anywhere. Like I just go through and write in it anyways. This is a really good one. This book, A Shepherd Looks at Psalm 23. I think you can get the devotional with it. But again, I just wrote all the way through it. Go through to Psalms 23. That is fantastic.
Who wrote that?
W. Philip Keller.
Oh, that looks good.
This is an awesome book.
I haven't read that one. That looks good.
Another one by Ruth Chow Simmons is called Grace Laced. I think this is probably my most favorite devotional I've ever done. I did the whole thing. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's just great. This is another one called Armor of God by Priscilla Shearer. We did this with a ladies group and went through it, and it was really good. You can get the videos on YouTube and follow along with her actual live teaching or recorded teaching, or you can just go through the book, and it is really good, really intense. Okay, so those are my top ones. There's some more, but I think those have been my favorite last year that I did.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
While you look up a question, I think everybody always will probably get some people that will write back, well, we Googled these authors and they have things wrong, or they teach this. We're not saying we line up with their theology and or even their philosophy. We do with the Bible. That's a perfect one. That's a great devotional. But we always, Carrie and I both love to read, and we read a lot of authors that we can grow from.
Yeah.
And these for sure are those that, man, there's some good meat in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's chew on the meat, spit out the bones.
Yep.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Your turn?
No, I just asked you. You asked me.
Yeah. What's the best piece of marriage advice we've ever received? Oh my, you are
Yeah,
stunned
man,
to silence.
the greatest. I'm trying to think.
Have you
It's been a little
received
while.
any
It's
marriage
been a little
advice?
while.
What did my dad tell
Uh,
you before you got
it's,
married? Run.
it's a family show. Um, some of the best family advice or marriage advice. I remember your grandpa told me. Um, he said, "Stay right with God, stay right with your wife, and stay right with the bank."
Oh yeah.
And I've always remembered that. I thought that was really cool. That was, I think, the day we were getting married.
That was
And I
good.
thought about it for a while, and then I went back to him and asked, and he was
Yeah.
like, always make sure your relationship with God is right. Make sure you and your wife always communicate. Don't go to bed mad.
Yeah.
And he said, make sure your finances are always in order. Stay right with God, stay right with your wife, stay right with the bank.
Gramps
I
has
love
such
that.
a way of like summing it all
Yeah.
up.
He's like a
Yeah.
walking tweet.
Yeah.
He's really good. Yeah.
And you skipped one of those for me.
Yeah, I'm going back to it.
Oh, okay.
Stop looking at my notes. Woman.
We need more marriage advice.
Okay. Let's see here. How are you not afraid of pregnancy after you mentioned having complications each time?
Oh, I was still afraid of pregnancy every time. I was always, I wouldn't say afraid, but just whenever there were complications or things that went wrong, it was scary, but I don't know, you can do hard things, and there's something so empowering about carrying a baby and delivering a baby and becoming a mother. It is the most powerful you will ever feel in your entire life. I mean, you literally you feel like a superhero. There are no words for how you feel after carrying a human and delivering a human into the earth. There's just, it is indescribable. And no matter how hard it is and how difficult it is, you want to do it again. To this day, I would love to have another baby. Like, it's just, it is the most wonderful thing. So
That's
yes,
awesome.
I was afraid and I just kept doing it. Didn't care.
Yeah. That's
Even-
awesome.
Even through
Good.
the fear.
Good. Okay. Ask me one.
Oh yes. How do we handle disagreements in our marriage?
Took a little while, but she realized finally after
Just give up. Give it up.
disagreements is communication. Communication, I just can't say it enough. You've got to learn how to communicate. It takes a long time, but you can do it and communicate through. Take a deep breath. Try not to go to bed mad. I'm a little bit moody. I get quiet when we get in an argument, and so Carrie has learned how to walk me through those emotions and come out, and we've learned each other. And so Carrie and I still have our tiffs, but I think they, over the years, have lessened just because more and more we're learning each other and how to communicate.
Yeah, that's really good.
Carrie, here's a funny one. This is a true story. They were joking, but said, what do you think about Lancaster Baptist and Paul Chapel?
I have beef with Paul Chappell. We have beef, and I it is not settled. So we need to tag him in this. Before we left Lancaster and moved, Pastor Chappell said, "I'm going to come out there and I'm going to take y'all to a steak dinner." And he knows,
Oh, he did.
he knows, because we spent a lot of time with him, how much I love my filet mignon and how much I love steak. And it has been 4 years and I still have not received my steak dinner from Pastor Chappell. So we have beef until I get the beef.
Let's tell John and Christine. Okay, y'all, it's time. It's time for our steak dinner.
I'm waiting
sure.
for it. No, I love Pastor Chappell. I love Lancaster Baptist. I have so many good friends out there. And I do miss it, especially singing in the choir. That was
those are great times.
that was amazing.
My mom misses that too. She brings
I
that
know.
up often.
We talk about that, me and your
Does
mom.
she?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
that's
just a
cool.
cool thing.
That's neat.
It was
Okay,
really neat.
you ask me.
Okay, back on marriage. What are some small habits that have strengthened our relationship?
Say it one more time.
What are some small habits that have strengthened our relationship? Small habits.
Let me just, because we got to move fast. So let me just mention one, and that is spending time together when all the kids go to bed. I think it's a great habit. We
my
love
favorite.
it. We go on walks in the summer, or we'll watch a show, or we just sit there and we talk and we laugh.
The other night, we literally brought crumble cookies in our bed and sat there and watched TV and ate crumble cookies like big fatties.
And we didn't even have a lot, and yet we were both sick. As it was not
yeah,
worth
then we
it.
went to bed. We were so sick. We were like, oh, our stomachs hurt.
Oh my word, that was fun.
That was fun, though.
Spend time together.
That was
Make
good.
sure you get. You don't have to have an hour. Get a couple moments. Watch your show. Detox from the world, but laugh together.
I love it.
It's good. Let me
Yeah,
ask you.
you're next.
Let's see. So that was number 16. How do we stay informed without getting overwhelmed by the news?
You have to stop scrolling on your phone. It's too much. We were not made to know this much. We were not made to absorb this much negativity and drama. Set a limit. Okay, I'll look at the news once a day. Or every time I look at the news, I'm going to pray for our country afterwards. But you have to limit yourself. That's the only way. It's too much.
Good. All right.
Excuse me. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
How do we approach disciplining our kids? This is kind of expired because we don't really discipline very much anymore.
Yeah,
But
now it's
how do we do it when they were little?
When they were little, we did corporate discipline and corporal, discipline. And then as they've gotten older, it has developed more into just being able to speak to them, talking through. If it still is something bad, then we've got things that we would take away from them. But our kids are kind of at that age now where we have relationships with them, that there is a lot more investment in a teaching moment. A lot of emotions are involved right now because we have 4 girls, and then we have preteens, we have a teenager. So there's a lot more mentorship that takes place there now than okay, well, we're just going to discipline and that's it. No, it's in fact, we probably ought to talk about that in another episode and get a little bit more detail for sure.
Yep.
Okay. Carrie, let me ask you, what's your perspective on social media's impact on families? You have to go pretty quick on this.
It's mostly negative, but it can be controlled. Everybody's one way or the other. They either don't have control or they are terrified of it. It can be harnessed. It can be used for good, just like anything else. So take control. Don't be afraid. Look through your kids' phones, limit their screen time, put on the protections, be the parent, and be the example most of all.
Yeah.
Don't be constantly on your phone. Show them how to control it through your actions.
I love it.
Okay. What are our favorite family traditions?
Family, we love to hike. We love to bike ride.
Yes.
We love vacations. And we love Christmas.
Yeah.
We love Christmas with my parents and your parents and then our own.
We always have a Christmas countdown little thing.
What's your favorite thing about serving together?
Seeing the things that no one else sees. There's so many stories that we know, victories that people have, things they've overcome that no one else can ever know because people want their privacy. But I love that we get to come home and be like, oh my word, they did it. They did it. Like it worked. They're back. They came back. They stayed together, or, all the little different victories that I feel like we have glasses on and we see a whole nother world that most people don't get to see. That is literally why I stay in ministry. Yeah. It's addicting. It's just so beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's good.
What's one parenting mistake we've made and learned from? Just one.
Oh my word.
Narrow that down.
Yeah, I think one of my earliest memories is probably not starting with Tommy sooner than we did. I think we did not start soon enough on trying to disciple him in being the young man that he was going to be. I wish we'd have started a little bit younger. We just kept saying, he does this because he's young, or he does this because he's young. I think looking back now, and we did it with our girls, we started a lot younger.
That's so true.
In trying to harness the personality that God gave them at a much younger age, for sure.
That's good.
Yeah. What is a guilty pleasure TV show or a movie that you enjoy? Genre, basically.
I don't know if this is like a guilty pleasure, but in the winter, I have to keep on the TV if I'm home. The TV is on Caribbean Life, Bargain Front Beach Hunt. Did I say that? Bargain Front? No. Bargain Hunt Beachfront. Bargain Hunt Beachfront.
Really?
I think it's called that.
I have to go. Just Bargain Hunt.
Because they're
yes, Bargain.
I promise I know the name.
Why does that not sound right?
It doesn't. It sounds weird.
Yeah, but I think.
But anyway, Caribbean Life, all that. Like
Hawaii.
I have to see tropics and blue because I get seasonal depression.
Y'all, it literally is
I
on
do.
all day long.
I don't even have the volume on. A lot of times I'll just mute it, but I'm just like, I'll just glance and look up and it's like blue sky somewhere.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's so
I don't know
funny.
if it's like guilty pleasure, but it's
Okay, this is
necessary.
question 25, and we're at 25 minutes. So we're going to have to finish. We didn't make it.
We didn't make it.
It's
Yeah.
okay. We'll do another show, and we'll finish the rest out. So
Okay.
let's hit one more.
Okay.
Let's hit one more.
This is a good one. How do
Cool.
we handle stress as a couple?
Yeah, we don't.
We avoid it.
Stress. We're not stressed. How do we handle stress?
Did they not hear the crumble cookie
Let's
thing?
both answer it. Yeah, let me think about it. Go ahead.
Okay.
How do you think we handle stress?
I think there are times when you and I get in the car and like go for a coffee and just like dump on each other.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you all the things and you're, agreeing and asking questions and you do the same. And we're like just commiserating together on, the kids or ministry or sometimes even our health, our weight. We've been through that before too, where I've been frustrated and I think we just like blah on each other and then we're okay. I think we do that.
Yep. We also both handle stress well by just having some type of relief valve. For Carrie, it's definitely working out.
Yeah, that's true.
Your mental state just really improves when you're really stressed, and you can just go.
And do
I don't know how long,
workout.
faster way. How long are your sessions?
They're only 30 minutes.
So 30 minutes.
Yeah.
For me, it's walking. If I can go walk, I can clear my head. I feel better. And yeah. Everybody lives with stress.
Yeah.
I would say give it to the Lord. Talk to the Lord. Make sure He is always your source, number one. And I would say we don't vent to other people.
Yeah.
We do not call parents and just unload on other people. And we don't insinuate on Facebook. Everybody pray for us. We're just so stressed right now. We've learned to really give it to the Lord and we talk to each other.
And I think too, when we talk to each other, it's really like, I know you're not going to tell anyone and I'm not going to tell. So if I'm just saying things that are in the heat of the moment and I don't mean them and I'm just really upset.
Yeah.
I know I can say those things to you.
Right.
And then later I'm not going to, sit there and think, oh, I shouldn't have said that because
no.
you know, and you understand. And half the
Yeah.
time you're like, okay, she's just really mad or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's just so nice that we have that relationship because I've never come away thinking, oh, I shouldn't have said those things. I'm like, oh no, he gets it. He
You're a
knows.
good listener too.
Oh, thank you.
Great
You are
listener.
too.
Okay, 25 questions in 25 minutes. We did it.
That was. There's no way we could have done it.
No. I think we thought we were better than we are.
Episode 51 coming at you.
That's it. Thanks everybody for sending these in. For the ones we didn't get to, don't panic on us.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get to them here. Maybe next episode we can finish out the rest, or
absolutely.
let us know if you like it. Hey, 50th episode, we did it, Kara.
We did it.
Proud of you.
Yeah, proud of you.
Thanks
That's
everybody
awesome.
to our listeners who each and every week listen and comment. You're such a blessing to us. I hope that we are to you. Hope y'all have the most incredible week, and we'll see you next week.